You are the heiress of Kim Enterprises, and your grandfather arranged your marriage with your childhood friend Jungkook, the CEO of Jeon Enterprises. His girlfriend is Jessica and your stepsister is Chloe. Jessica is a manipulative girl who convinced Jungkook that you bullied her throughout her childhood, and Jungkook believed her. Whereas Jessica, Chloe and her boyfriend Justin were the ones who bullied you throughout your childhood. After 5 years, you are back with high educational qualification to rule your empire, but now Jungkook hates you. A detailed video of Jungkook using you is pinned in the comment section below. Please take a look. Wyan's point of view. The door burst open. Esther was standing there with a sheet mask on her face. Finally, you're here. I thought you wouldn't come and cancel the plan last minute. Esther, I know I have already cancelled our dinner plans 2 times in a row, but I will not do it to you this time, I replied while sitting on the couch. You better don't cancel it this time, and we are not going for dinner, rather we are going clubbing. What? No! I'm not changing this plan, Wyan. You finally got out of that marriage with that guy. We need to celebrate. Esther, but... No buts, Wyan, we are going clubbing. Now help me to pick an outfit. Almost after an eternity, we both finally got ready. Although it was a weekday, the club was packed with loud music blasting from the speakers and people dancing on the floor. We both made our way to the bar. I ordered whiskey for me, whereas Esther ordered vodka for her. We were busy laughing and talking about different things when I heard a familiar voice calling my name. Hey, Wyan! Jimin approached us with a friendly smile on his face. Realizing it was Esther sitting beside me, I could see his face lit up. I know Jimin is interested in her, but Esther is giving him a hard time. Hey Esther, he said nervously. Hey Jimin, I greeted him back, whereas Esther chose to ignore him. There was an awkward silence between the three of us. Realizing they might need some time alone, I decided to leave. I need to use the washroom, I'll be right back. I excused myself while winking at Esther. I could see Esther giving me a dead glare while I started walking in the opposite direction. I sat on the chair and continued sipping whiskey from my glass. I was busy looking at them when I heard the chair squeak beside me. What is Taehyung doing here? Is he following me? Maybe he's here to enjoy just like you, Wyan. Stop thinking so much. Hello again, Wyan. Hello, Mr. Kim. Do you need something? Just a dinner with you, Wyan. Is this why you're here, Mr. Kim? I glared at him. For now, I just want a dinner with you, he replied without averting his gaze. Well, I already told you I don't go out with strangers. I barely know you, Mr. Kim, and I don't trust strangers. I started walking to the dance floor, leaving him behind. Closing my eyes, I started moving my hips in a rhythm. I was busy dancing and enjoying the music when I felt someone behind me. I stiffened and turned around to see Taehyung standing there smirking at me. Dance with me, he whispered in my ear. Without replying to him, I turned my body away and started swaying my body with the music. It's just a dance, Wyan, it won't hurt. He spoke in a serious tone. Just one dance, Mr. Kim, I said, moving closer to him and started dancing as I placed my arm around his neck. You are beautiful, Wyan, he suddenly spoke. His eyes were fixed on me. I don't know why his gaze gives me a weird feeling. Not in a creepy way, but it makes me feel fluttery and nervous. Thank you, I replied with a smile. He hesitantly put his arm around my waist and slowly his hand moved down on my hips, leaving a weird sensation on my skin. I saw his dark eyes glancing at me intensely, which held an unknown desire. How are you, Wyan? He asked, moving his lips close to my ears. I'm fine, Mr. Kim, I replied, moving away from his face. I know you're not fine, Wyan. I know what your husband did with you. Don't pretend to be okay, he said in a dangerous low tone as he placed a kiss on my bare shoulder. How did he know about this? Is he spying on me or something? I don't think my personal life is any of your concern, Mr. Kim, and stay away from me. I glared at him and left him alone on the dance floor. I walked back to the bar, hoping Esther and Jimin have sorted out their differences, but they were nowhere to be found. I decided to have another glass of whiskey until Esther get back. I gulped down my second glass and ordered another one when I heard a familiar voice behind me. Already started seducing your new victim? I turned back to see Jungkook standing close to me. Don't ignore me. I know you're sleeping with him. Is he that good? Does he makes you feel the same as I used to? His hands squeezed my hip while pulling his body closer to mine. Why is he even asking me this? Now he has Jessica in his life. What else does he want now? It's none of your business. It is my business. I don't want you to be doing men until you are my wife. And what kind of dress are you wearing? He asked angrily as his hold starts to sting my skin. I'm in no mood to deal with you, Jungkook. Just leave me alone, I retorted back. You should have at least waited until we got divorced. But girls like you couldn't keep up, right? Remember, Ryan, my reputation is still affected by your doing. If you're craving for things, then I can arrange something for you. After all, you're still my wife, he said while his hands made their way under my dress, caressing my thigh. You should focus on your life, Jungkook. My acting shouldn't be your problem anymore. And don't worry, you will be getting the divorce paper in a day or two. Now leave me alone, I yelled and removed his hand from my body. He stepped away for a few minutes, watching me intensely, and left from there. I decided to enjoy the rest of the night. Several drinks later, I stood up and decided to find Esther, but after looking for her almost everywhere in the club, I still didn't find her. Taking wobbly steps, I started walking while wrapping my arms around my body. I tried calling a cab, but my mind started feeling dizzy. I shouldn't have drank this much. I'm going to have a hangover tomorrow morning. I tried taking support of the nearest wall as my body started getting off balance. Unexpectedly, a pair of arms instinctively wrapped around my body, preventing me from falling on the ground. Hey Ryan, are you alright? I lifted my head to see Taehyung holding me gently. I'm fine. I tried to stand again, but my body was too weak to do that. You're drunk, Ryan. He carried me in his arms. My breath hitches in my throat when I feel his warm body closer to mine. Put your hands away from me, Mr. Kim. I can carry myself home. Shh, you can hardly stand. Let me take you home. Stop being so stubborn, he murmured while slipping me into the passenger seat of his car. With no energy to protest, I didn't argue anything further. I rested my head on the window, looking outside. Slowly, I felt my eyes getting heavier and soon drifted into a deep sleep. I opened my eyes. It took me a nanosecond to register that I was in bed. Looking around my surroundings, I sighed in relief to find myself in my room. With a throbbing headache, I pulled myself up from the bed. I pushed off the duvet from my body when I felt the blood drain from my face, realizing I was only in my innerwear. What happened last night? The last thing I remember is sitting in Taehyung's car. Did he take advantage of me while I was drunk? I heard my bedroom door creaked open and saw a shirtless Taehyung walking in, holding a glass in his hand. His broad chest was inked with an eagle tattoo that ended up till his arms, making his tan body look hotter. I was busy oogling him when the realization hit me. I am half in front of him. I instantly took the closest shirt laying beside me and wore it. What did you do last night? Why am in my innerwear? Did you remove my clothes? And why are you roaming in my house without a shirt? I asked him while buttoning up my shirt. Calm down, Ryan. Here, it will help you get over your hangover, Taehyung said while offering me the glass. First answer my question, Taehyung. Well, last night when we reached your home, you have already fallen asleep. I tried to wake you up, but you were hibernating like a bear, so I just carried you to your bedroom. You literally threw up all over your dress, hence I took off your dress, Ryan, he replied with a stupid smile. Oh, thank you for dropping me, but you should have left after dropping me then. I would have left if you didn't hold my hand tightly throughout the night, and by the time you left my hand, I was too tired to drive back home. So I slept on the couch and I removed my shirt as it was very uncomfortable sleeping by wearing those. Trust me, I didn't do anything inappropriate with you, Taehyung said while placing the glass in my hand. Alright, thank you very much. You may leave now, I replied while sipping the liquid from the glass. I waited for him to leave, but he kept standing at the same place. It looked as he wanted to say something, but before he could speak, I heard the doorbell ring. You better get dressed and leave, Mr. Kim. I left him in the bedroom and made my way to the front door. I unlocked the door and opened it only to find Jungkook standing in front of me. Without waiting for an invitation, he pushed me aside and entered the house. Why did you visit my parents yesterday? I needed to inform them about our divorce. They should be knowing this before we were moving anything further. Don't tell me this trash, Ryan. I know you're again up to something to ruin my relationship with Jessica. Because of your visit now, Dad and Mom are questioning me. God, I don't want to deal with this kid early in the morning. Wait here, Jungkook, I'll be back. I told him and made my way towards my bedroom to get the divorce papers. I took the papers from my bag. I turned to leave when I saw Taehyung was still there, looking outside the window. Didn't he understand that I asked him to leave? Let me deal with Jungkook first, then I'll get back to him. I saw Jungkook seated on the couch. I placed the divorce papers in front of him. Here, you can sign the divorce papers and then go and enjoy your happy life with Jessica. Don't worry, this information won't get out until the resort opening. His eyes lifted up from the papers and fixed on me. His gaze traveled down my body. Whose shirt are you wearing? My eyes widened, realizing it wasn't my shirt. Rather, it was someone else, and it was way too large for me. Suddenly, my mind traveled back to the man who stood shirtless in my bedroom. Why am I so oblivious? Jungkook, just sign the papers and leave. He opened his pen to sign the papers when his eyes lifted in my direction as his eyes darkened. So you're doing men at your home now? He hissed angrily and stood up. For a minute I was confused. Then I turned around to see Taehyung standing behind me. It didn't take me another second to realize what Jungkook was guessing. It's not what you think, Jungkook. Anyways, this shouldn't be your concern. Don't you dare lie to me, Ryan. Get rid of these papers. You're coming with me. I can't risk my reputation leaving you here while you do different men. Jungkook, don't create a scene now. I'm not sleeping with anyone. Even if I did, you're no one to ask me. Jungkook, just sign the papers. He glared at me for a few seconds and then he leaned down and signed the papers hastily. Here, I have signed these papers. Now come with me. Once the project gets accomplished, then you can move back here. He held my arm and started dragging me with him. Leave me, Jungkook. I'm not going anywhere with you. I yanked my hand away from his grip furiously. I'm not going back in the house. You can't control my life like this, Jungkook. Listen, Ryan, I don't want to argue in front of your lover boy. Either you come with me or else. Or else what? You will do me as you did earlier. Why didn't you think about your reputation when you impregnated Jessica? Why didn't you wait for the divorce before asking her to move in? I snapped at him. Jessica isn't a girl like you, Ryan, who seeks attention from men by luring them. That's why she's who I love, who I want to be with, not you. Nobody wants you, Ryan, nobody. First your mother left you, then your father abandoned you because they knew what kind of person you are. Once those words left his mouth, without listening to anything further, I slapped him on his face. I saw his face turn thunderous in a matter of seconds. How dare you slap me? Jungkook barked, lifting his hand to hit me. Instantly I closed my eyes, but it never came. I opened my eyes to see Taehyung gripping Jungkook's hand tightly while twisting his hand, making Jungkook withdraw his hands. Don't you dare put your hands on her. Do not interfere in our matters. It's between me and my girl. Jungkook spoke, pulling his hand out of his grip and pushing Taehyung aside. I saw Jungkook taking a wide step towards me again. In a blink, Taehyung stepped in between us and punched Jungkook on his face. I saw Jungkook stumble back while holding his nose, which was now bleeding. If I find you hurting her again, I swear I will ruin you, Jungkook. Taehyung's veins were popping out of his neck. I heard Jungkook muttering something, but I was too shocked to hear what he was saying. Are you alright? Taehyung asked. I nodded my head in approval. He later caught my hand in his and strolled towards the bedroom. I need you out, Jeon. Or else I'm calling the cops. Taehyung warned, giving a murderous look to Jungkook. He shut the bedroom door. Why is Kim Taehyung defending me when he hardly knows anything about me? On the other hand, I was thrilled to find someone standing up for me. While on the other, my Sherlock intuition made me question his motives behind this. Why do you let that guy treat you like this, Ryan? I was dealing with him, Taehyung. You shouldn't have to interfere. He was going to hit you, Ryan. How could I stand there silently looking at that? That man is already having an affair and now he's soon going to be a father. But he still had the audacity to question your character? Wait a second, how the hell did he know all these things? I never told him that. Did he know where I lived? There are hardly a few people who knows about this house. How did you drop me home? I never told you my address. I don't even remember sharing anything with you related to my life. So how do you know all these things? Are you stalking me, Mr. Kim? Yes, I have been stalking you, Ryan. I'm so sorry to invade your privacy, but my intentions weren't bad. I just wanted to see that you're safe. Why the hell were you doing that? Do you know I can sue you for doing this? How? My words were cut off when Taehyung placed his fingers on my lips. Shh, listen to me first, Ryan. I studied in the same university in which you did your MBA. It was my final year when I first saw you, Ryan. You were running late for your lecture when you bumped into me. At that time, you hardly paid any attention to me, but all my attention was on you. Since then, I started following you in the college every day. I noticed how you chose to be reserved and prefer being associated with a few people, but somehow I finally decided to ask you out. Unfortunately, before I could do that, I had to return back because of my father's illness. So, you have been following me for 2 years? I asked, still comprehending the facts he told me. No, after moving from the States, I never followed you. But when I saw you that day in the meeting, I couldn't hold back myself. So I asked you out for a dinner to know you better. When you straight away declined for dinner, I started stalking you again. Soon I get to know that you are already married to Jungkook. But it didn't take me long to realize the reality of your marriage. He stated and took out his phone. He showed me several pictures of Jungkook and Jessica together. Some were taken at a restaurant, shopping mall, and even he had pictures of them visiting the doctor. What do you want now, Taehyung? Why are you still following me? Why are you being nice to me? I asked, eyeing him suspiciously. I just want to know you better, Ryan. I won't lie by saying I just want you to know as a friend because I want to be more than your friend. Knowing your nature, I already had an idea you won't let any stranger get close to you. That is why I thought to start fresh. So I asked you for a friendly dinner and coffee, but I guess you already made up your mind not going out with me. I don't know what this is, Ryan. First it was a mere attraction, but now the more I see you around, the more I want to know you, spend time with you, be there for you, he said while cupping my cheeks and kissing my forehead. For some strange reason, I didn't push him away when he did so. His touch didn't make me feel threatened, instead it felt warm and safe. My eyes were busy examining him, wondering whether I should trust him or not. But his face was dead serious while his eyes held honesty. No, Ryan, these men are the same. You still can't trust him. What if he's just using you and all this is just a facade? I'll give your shirt back, Mr. Kim. I immediately removed his shirt and wore my t-shirt. Here, wear this and leave my house right now. Once he buttoned up, he turned around and started walking towards the door. For a second our eyes met, but I immediately averted my eyes. Mr. Kim, I hope you would mend your ways and stop stalking me from now. He didn't say anything, but nodded his head and shut the door behind him. Hi guys, I know my audio isn't clear like the old ones because I'm staying in a hostel right now. So kindly excuse the flaws and enjoy the video. Have a great day dear ones. Bye.